What's up, YouTube? So I want to come through and discuss some real reasons why some light-skinned, mixed and biracial women may like or prefer brown-skinned, dark-skinned black men. And before I begin, I'm going to give a disclaimer. This is about colorist people, okay? If you ain't colorist, then it don't apply to you. And if it don't apply, let it fly. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, let's begin. All right. The more basic and mediocre a light-skinned mixed or biracial woman is, the more likely she's going to end up with a brown-skinned, dark-skinned man. Notice that. Notice that. Real in your day-to-day life. Look at it. It plays out. Trust me. All right. Generally speaking, most people are average, basic, and mediocre. Light-skinned black women, mixed and biracial, are no exception, despite what the media portrays. All right? Because sometimes the media has you fooled thinking that every light-skinned, mixed and biracial woman looking like, Rihanna, Beyonce, Zendaya, Alicia Keys. No. In fact, a bit of a sidebar, this McDonald's that I used to go to, I swear it was like the mothership for like basic mediocre light skinned chicks for some reason. Like the women, the light skinned chicks who were working there, most if not all of them were like not anything special at all. Like, and I'm being nice about that. It seemed a little bit on the busted side for some reason. But of course, the media image that's portrayed, counters that, right? Also, like, who else is going to date them, right? Particularly the basic and mediocre ones. Who else? What other group of men are going to date them, right? It's easy. It's just for them, like because of the colorism thing, the colorism that goes on. They're going to get their date from brown skin and dark skinned men, even if they're basic or mediocre. Just because they have light skin and, don't let them have light eyes and, loosely textured hair too. Then they really going to be getting dates, even if they look like Shrek with it, with some light eyes and loosely textured hair. Also, who else is going to play into their sense of superiority and entitlement? They can only run that game on a brown-skinned, dark-skinned black man. No other group of men on this planet will accept that. It will allow them to run that game on them. None. No other group. Okay? And to be fair, some brown-skinned and dark-skinned men do call it out. Do know what type of shit they be on and be like, they ain't fucking with them, or either, check them on it, right? There was like this video of this guy who, he's like brown skinned dude, and he was saying like, beware of these like light skinned biracial chicks, because of his experience. Like he was with one, and like she wanted him to say like, oh, the mixed chicks are better than like the dark skinned girls, the dark skinned women, and he wouldn't say it. Good for him. He didn't play into that. He wouldn't say it. And you're like, for him, y'all both the same. you know. Um, also, another factor that plays into this, brown skin and dark skinned men tend to be the garbage man, dumpster divers, and bottom feeders when it comes to dating pretty much non-black women and non-black adjacent women, as quiet as it's kept. The garbage man factor, right? They take out every man's garbage, but hesitate to take out their own garbage, quote unquote, unless they don't have a choice. You know. Again, I'm talking about colorist folk here. All right. But notice, the more exceptional, beautiful, and successful a light-skinned mixed or biracial woman is, the less likely she will be or end up with a brown-skinned, dark-skinned man. And some of you may be like, but think about some of the successful women in the media who are light-skinned, mixed, or biracial. I'm not sure if they're with brown-skinned, dark-skinned men as much, right? Like Sunny Houston. That was a surprise to me. She is not with a brown-skinned or dark-skinned man. Um, who else? Vanessa Williams, right? Um, Tamara Mari, Alicia Keys, Karen Parsons, aka Hillary from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Tatiana Ali, aka Ashley from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah. You know, Nia Long, right? Heck, even Trina had like a long-term relationship with like a light-skinned basketball player. Heck, I don't think Halsey is checking for the brown-skinned, dark-skinned brothers right now either. I don't think so. But just a few examples of how that kind of plays out, right? Um, but light-skinned, biracial, mixed women know how to play the game, quote unquote, and get the most out of their light skin privilege, right? Um, and it kind of plays out similar to like interracial relationships between black men and white women, where it's like oftentimes the woman is mediocre, but if she does look good, there's often a gap between the status of the man and the woman. Like the man probably is like, really exceptional, and the woman tends to be kind of average, but as far as like her status, but she looks good. Like say Michael Jordan and his wife, right? Michael Jordan, tends to have like, a lot of money. He has, a whole lot of money, right? So he could probably is able to get a woman who looks good, right? But as far as her having status and being on his level or even near his level, I don't see that playing out as much, But of course, they'll probably play it off and pretend like, they wanted it that way, right? And they ain't want the Beyoncés, they ain't want the Alicia Keys, they ain't want the Rihannas. They just want, they just wanted like, the regular chicks, right? They'll play it off, right? But it seems like, oh, on the surface, it seems like these women, light-skinned, mixed, and biracial women really are like liking these, liking the brown skin and dark skin brothers like that. And sometimes it's like that, but sometimes it ain't like that though. Sometimes it ain't like that. Because sometimes, like, they low-key don't want their kids to look like the brown skin and dark skin men that they're with. All right. That's something that tends to get swept under the rug because people don't want to really deal with that for some reason, right? And honestly, I would just respect and prefer that the light-skinned, mixed, or biracial women just be upfront and say, hey, I don't want to have a dark-skinned child, so let me not even fool with a dark-skinned man. At least they just being upfront with it, right? But when you have that mentality and you still with a dark-skinned man, then you get a dark-skinned child, especially a dark-skinned daughter, how is that going to play out? Like that's the thing. Like for some reason, like when it comes to the like relationships between brown skinned and dark skinned men and mixed and biracial and light skinned women, those relationships tend to breed some of the most toxic colorism for some reason. No one ever calls that out. And I ain't saying like light skinned men and dark skinned women's relationships don't have any colorism involved in it, but on average, I think the light skinned men and dark skinned women's relationships tend to not be so problematic. Why is that? And I honestly think it's because we're dealing with a self-esteem issue when it comes to brown skinned and dark skinned men, a self-esteem issue and a self-hate issue, and also when we're dealing with the light-skinned biracial women for some reason, we tend to be dealing with a combination of a superiority complex, and then if they don't have a superiority complex, then there's sort of like a weird self-hate inferiority complex that may happen with them. It's kind of weird with the biracial light-skinned mixed chicks, you know. They do tend to have issues, you know, that folks don't really pick up on. Some, not all. But when you think about it, like that whole tragic mulatto stereotype, notice that that tends to involve the mixed and biracial women more so than the men, right? Like even when you the stories in the media, like Imitation of Life or Pinky, right? They tend to involve women. I know there's one that involved a man. It was like The Human Stain. That was one. Um, And I'm not gonna say that the guys are totally exempt, right? Um, because there's been some issues with that too. But I feel like the women tend to, I don't know, it tends to center around the women more so than the men. I could be wrong with that, but that's how I see it kind of playing out. Um, Also, sometimes when these women are light skinned and mixed, biracial, they refer to their own brown skinned, dark skinned dad's genetics, usually their dad. Usually the brown skinned, dark skinned person is the dad. Refer to their genetics in a negative way. Like, the hair, oh, I got this hair from my dad's side of the family. Or like the nose. And sometimes, these light skinned, mixed, and biracial women call brown skinned and dark skinned men like monkeys, apes, gorillas, orangutans, especially when they're angry, right? I posted that clip about Claudia Jordan and her little joke that she had. Then you had Vanity. Y'all remember Vanity from the 80s. She said that her mom, her white mom, had a thing for gorillas, her black dad. Okay? And she said that she had a thing for gorillas too. Thus, she married an NFL football player who turned out to be a serial killer. True shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, but what kind of a low self-esteem woman gets with another woman's male counterpart? Just tends to just gravitate so much towards another woman's male counterpart anyway. You know, it's like a light-skinned, biracial, mixed, home-wrecking whore. Honestly, a thirsty asshole, and that's a truly wicked woman right there. You know, and you can't really do much with a wicked woman. Also, she wants to compete and win against brown skin and dark skinned women because brown skin and dark skinned men make it so easy for them to win, right? They know it's just an easy win, right? So they know to position themselves and come into black female spaces or black spaces in general, black female spaces especially. They know that. They know that they can get away with that, right? You know, and to my light skin mixed men and my brown skin, dark skin females, don't feel some type of way about this bullshit. Don't take none of this bullshit, to heart or getting your feelings about any of this bullshit. If a brown skin, dark skin man and or a light skinned biracial woman won't have anything to do with their respective counterparts, then they are colorist. All right. You don't want to have anything to do with a colorist. Okay. There is no honor among colorists. All right. Remember that. There's no honor among colorists. At one point or another, that colorist beast is going to rear its ugly head at you. All right. So don't think that you're just the exception, that you are exempt. You're not. All right. Also, beware. Statistically speaking, there aren't enough light-skinned, mixed, and biracial women to go around for brown and dark-skinned men. All right, so they may come back to the brown-skinned and dark-skinned women out of a lack of options, you know. And again, we're talking about colorist people here. All right, colorist people. All right, especially if especially if it's like the exotic, quote unquote, pretty for a dark skinned girl ones. She has like loosely textured hair, perhaps maybe like light colored eyes. A certain facial features. You know, but yeah, don't feel any type of way about this bullshit. The thing is, these colorist relationships usually end up failing with both people getting fucked over. Light skinned biracial women, they get fucked over, and the brown skinned, dark skinned dudes get fucked over. All right. The brown skinned, dark skinned men get tired of their light skinned biracial consolation prize and want to, get with the quote unquote real thing, a white woman, or either just, go further away from blackness, and get like a Latina, a Middle Eastern, or an Asian woman or something. And then sometimes, like the light skinned, mixed, and biracial women were only chasing dollars to begin with, not melanin. Because some of these dudes be just like, getting gassed up over, these women, but they be running game, Like the dudes be running game and the women be running game. You think she's chasing that dark skin melanin, but she really chasing that green money. Okay. But I really just feel bad for the kids. I really feel bad for the kids that get involved or come from this type of stuff, though. I'm like, ooh, they're gonna have it tough. You know, May God protect them because they really gonna need it. You know. Um, and another thing with these light skinned mixed and biracial women, they be thinking that they light skin exempts them from fuck niggas. Right. Nah. Honestly, in some cases, it actually tends to attract them. You know. You know. So like your Cardi B's, your Amber Roses, heck, your Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead, like they kind of ended up, being able to, get a ring, get guys to put a ring on it. But at the end of the day, those guys still cheated on them, right? Amber Rose, like Wiz Khalifa cheated on Amber Rose several times, right? Um, Cardi B, like y'all know about Cardi B and Offset, and that whole bullshit that they got going on over there, right? Um, And Corinne Steffens, I'm not quite sure about. Um, but notice that, you know. So to the brown skin, dark skin women, don't be feeling some type of way. Don't be getting bent out of shape over this. Like at the end of the day, like, they ain't really benefiting as much as you may think, when you really look at it, right? And as well, some of these dudes be getting got too. They be getting with the basic chicks and acting like thinking they the best thing ever, right? Just because they light skinned, you know. You know. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. I'm going to try to keep this under the 20-minute mark. So thank you very much for watching. Please, please let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.